Hello everyone. So I am just excited about this journey. So here I am to document it, and I'm just going to share all of the things that I've been dealing with in my first trimester, or dealt with in my first trimester, because I'm actually 16 weeks, which means I am in my second trimester now. So before I forget all of the things, I did take notes during my first trimester, and I'm just going to share those things with you now. So I am currently 16 weeks. Um, when did I find out? I found out when I was 7 weeks and 1 day. And that was on January 29th. So that was 3 days after my 29th birthday. So I actually went and took a test. And what led to that was I just wasn't feeling good. Like, I didn't know how to describe it, but I just had this weird sick feeling, as though, like, I don't know, just something wasn't normal with my body that was going on. And I couldn't pinpoint what it was, but I knew I didn't feel good, and I knew something wasn't right with my body. Then I also noticed that my breasts had gotten bigger, and they were definitely more sensitive, just like being in the shower and like water tapping on it or anything kind of like bothered me, and that wasn't normal. And then my areolas, maybe I overshare, but they got darker and they got bigger. So it was just like, what the heck is going on? Then I had a very low appetite. I don't know if this is something everybody has, but for me, I had a very low appetite. It was like I would eat something, I would have a couple bites, and then it would be like, I'm done. Like, I don't want it anymore. Even if it was something that I just really wanted to eat, or even if it was like my favorite thing to eat, it was like, I'm done with this. I don't want it. I was oversleeping. Like, it's so funny because I'm the type of person who will stay up till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I don't know, I'm very much the type of, what do they call it, like a night owl. That's me. Like, I'm up late, I'm just watching TV, or I'm in my phone, I'm looking on the internet, like whatever it is, but I'm up like late every night, and I wake up at 8 or 9 the next morning, but that's just my routine. And I noticed that I was going to sleep at like 6 or 7 and would wake up at like 7 o'clock the next day, like slept through the night. So that was definitely weird. Like, oh, heck no, like, what is going on? So I really was thinking like something was physically wrong with me. Um, excuse me. And what drove it home was the fact that my period was late. So I'm used to my period being irregular, like not happening at the right time. It would be like a week late, a month late. Like, my period would definitely be late. But for whatever reason, the maybe 6 to 7 months prior to this, like, my period had been coming like on the day. I have one of those flow apps, and it would literally come on the day that the flow app said. If not that day, then maybe that next day, but it was so regular. So for my period to be a week late, that was kind of alarming to me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go take a test. And the funniest thing is, when I decided to go take a test, I went and got breakfast that morning. I was eating my breakfast, and literally on my way to pick up the test, I literally started like throwing up as I was driving. And even then I was like, oh God, that's probably what it is. But I don't know if it was me just not allowing myself to believe it, but y'all, it was true. So from the time I found out, when I was 7 weeks and 1 day, almost 2 months pregnant, I was experiencing like linger, motion sickness, all day nausea. Like, it was a combo of like heavy, dry throwing up. So like, it would be like a dry heave, but then a lot of times it would be like actually throwing up. And this would literally happen like 5 or 6 times a week. Like, 5 or 6 days out of the week, like, this is the experience that I was having. And so it was so crazy that this was happening, and I really obviously didn't enjoy it, but I'm like, okay, this is just a part of the process. And so that actually led to me losing a lot of weight. Like, my first trimester, I lost anywhere from 12 to 13 pounds. And so that was so crazy to me, because I'm like, oh, in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm about to be gaining all of this weight. But I was actually losing a lot of weight because I was literally throwing up like basically every day. and I never wanted to eat anything. Like, I would have to force myself to eat food because it's like, I know I need to eat. I know it's time to eat. So let me go eat something. But to say like I was hungry and I wanted to eat, absolutely not. Like, I just didn't. Which sucked because I enjoy eating food. So, like, even the things that I love to eat, I didn't want. Like, it really was crazy. So to feel better, I definitely made myself eat, and my nurse did suggest that I eat something with protein every 2 hours. So once I incorporated that into like my daily routine, I definitely started to feel better, but it was definitely a process because I think my number one like sickness, well, I have it wasn't just morning sickness, it was like all day sickness. So like sometimes I would wake up in the middle of the night and have to throw up. Sometimes it was in the middle, the morning time. Sometimes it was midday. Sometimes it was nighttime. Sometimes I would literally smell something and just throw up. Like, it was crazy. Nausea, at least for me. I know a lot of people say, oh, I didn't really experience that, or oh, I only experienced dry heaving, but I had the dry heaving and the nausea. Like, crazy, y'all. Things I did like to eat. I love drinking water, cold water, just cold water going down was everything. Ginger ale, like I needed that like every single day. Salad, like I was really obsessed with Caesar salads, and it's so crazy because my line sister Ashley is pregnant too, and we were having a conversation, and she ended up telling me that Caesar dressing actually isn't good because it has raw eggs in it, and I'm like, oh my God, like I've had so much Caesar dressing, like it's crazy. But I've switched to like Italian or something like that because I will no longer be doing the Caesar because I did not know that. I loved green beans, so I would just be able to sit there and eat green beans. That was really good to me. But my top two things was Pop Tarts and grapefruit. Why? I have no idea. But Pop Tarts and grapefruit were just everything. And I still eat like Pop Tarts and grapefruit, but not as much. Like when I needed to eat something, it would be grapefruit or it would be a Pop Tart. And in particular, I loved wild berry Pop Tart. So though it wasn't necessarily a craving, it was just those were the things that I could eat and it stayed down and I felt good. Things we did for the baby during this time. So I don't know if it's because Kevin and I are going to be first time parents, but we definitely, when we found out, we literally went straight to the store and bought like some gender neutral clothes. Like, I don't know why, but we just did. Like, we got there and he was like, oh, I like this. I'm like, I like that. So we like, let's buy the whole set. So we ended up buying some gender neutral clothes for the baby. So we bought the baby some books as well. Both of us are in education, so obviously that's something that's super important to us. And even now we want to start reading the baby, and we want to have our child like interested in those things. And hopefully when they grow up, they will love to read. But when they're a baby, they will love for us to read to them. So we have already started the baby's book collection. I knew what kind of crib and like vibe I wanted for the room, whether it was a boy or girl. Like obviously some colors would change depending on that, but we went ahead and got the crib and the mattress, y'all. We did. We already got that. While we were at the store, Kevin was like, let's get some safety plugs. Like, the things you put in the little sockets. And I'm like, we definitely don't need that right now. But he was just so cute and he really wanted to buy them. So he did. Snuggle Me Organic was having a sale. And I did go ahead and purchase the baby their own Snuggle Me. So let me know below if Snuggle Me is like the way to go. Because I know it's like Snuggle Me. They have Boppy. DockATot, like it's so many different things, and I didn't know which one was best, but I just saw the Snuggle Me Organic and it was so cute, and I'm like reading about it and everybody's saying great things, so I'm like, oh, well, I want to get my baby one and get the custom covers that you can get, y'all. So we did get that. And then diapers and wipes. That is mainly my mom. Like, y'all, we have like a stock of diapers and wipes already for baby. So Thank you, mama, because she has been buying us that already. And then we also went to Bye Bye Baby and we looked at some strollers there. And obviously now we know some top contenders of kind of like what we want. So we have been busy. We are really still in the process of wedding planning, but we are also like getting ready for baby. So we're doing like all of the things for that as well. For me, Kevin bought me a pregnancy pillow and I thought that it was too soon to get me one, just because I was still in my first trimester. But y'all, a pregnancy pillow is amazing. I'll insert a picture of the one I have, but it's so crazy. They're so comfortable. I'm like, whether you're pregnant or not, you probably would love a pregnancy pillow because they're just that great. Okay, so let's talk about my first trimester appointment. So I think that happened at 12 weeks. Like, I know my doctor was like, we got to get it in before 13 weeks or whatever. So they did an ultrasound to test the baby for Down syndrome. Everything came back good for baby, so I'm excited about that. They did do 2D images of the baby, so I will insert a little picture of that because it's so cute to me. Just give us a better look at the baby. They did perform a pap smear and they did blood work where they got like 9 of the little vials of the blood, which was a lot, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So that first trimester appointment actually went very good. Right now at my doctor's office, Kevin is not allowed to be there, so that's something that we hope will change quickly so that he can kind of come and experience. I am able to FaceTime him during the ultrasound, and he's able to ask questions then if he would like, so that's nice. But I think it would be amazing if he's actually able to like come and be a part of the appointments, like we would in a normal world, but I understand why. So questions that I had about I had for the doctor. So I had questions about weight loss. Like I mentioned before, like I had lost anywhere from 12 to 13 pounds, which I thought was like a lot of weight to be losing. But my doctor was like, you know, baby is growing normally, nothing is wrong with the baby. And you're eating, so at the end of the day everything's okay, and they said they didn't have any concerns about that, so that gave me some peace of mind. And I've talked to a couple other moms who are like, well, yeah, I kind of experienced that too. I lost weight and then I started gaining it back by 3rd trimester. So I'm like, okay, if I lose the weight now and gain it back there, it kind of evens itself out. I can live with that. One of the biggest things that we had questions about was prenatal gummies versus pills. And I don't know if this is like a big thing for other people, but I was doing the prenatal pill and it just made me feel funny. Like I would take it and I just would automatically, I would just not feel that great. So I was like, I don't want to take this. But I figured, I was like, well, if I do a gummy, I feel like gummies would be better. You just chew them and you're done. I take some other like chewable gummies and I never feel bad, so I really wanted to do that. So I just bought some at the store, and Kevin was very concerned about it because he knew that it didn't have the iron like it was supposed to, and he just felt like it wouldn't have all of the value that the pill would. So I talked to my doctor about it, and she was able to prescribe me a prescription for prenatal gummies. So now they literally have everything that a pill would, but it's just in a gummy form. So if you are somebody who is experiencing that, ask your doctor if you can get the gummies, if they can give you the prescription for it. You would love yourself for it because yeah, at least for me, the pill was just not where it was at. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't want to take it, so that was great. And then I also had to ask my doctor how to deal with nausea. Like I told you all, I was very sick the first trimester, with the nausea, like throwing up like crazy. So for me, it was like, what can I do to help that? And she didn't prescribe, but she told me to eat something with protein every 2 hours. That would definitely help. Because she was mentioning that because my stomach would sometimes get too empty, that when I put something on it, it would cause me to throw up, which I believe is true because like I said, I did not want to eat anything really. So that was something. And then she also was like ginger tea, ginger candies. So 2 of my like friends, they ended up telling me about ginger pills or things that they had done. And so that's something that they took. And I was actually doing the Munchkin ones. That, and then I also read that Jolly Ranchers help. So I was having Jolly Ranchers like crazy too. And I think they helped a little bit, but obviously it didn't make it completely like go away. But I definitely think it would like settle my stomach if I felt something kind of coming on. So things I recommend for anybody to do during their first trimester is to get a pregnancy pillow. I know it might seem early, but I promise you, you will absolutely love the pregnancy pillow. Like, you can really like get a good rest with it. They have many different kind, but I will show you the one that I have and link it below, just because it's one that I've experienced and I know it's really great. Eat every 2 hours, like literally eat something every 2 hours. If you're going out, make sure you keep a snack on you, in your purse, because a little bit of hunger might hit you out of it nowhere, and it'll be so much easier if you already have it right there ready to eat something. Keep your skin moisturized. So after I get out the shower, I literally lotion down my body, make sure I am completely moisturized from head to toe. And then I use the bio oil. That's what I'm using on my stomach. Like, I rub that in on my belly because I do not want to get stretch marks. I have no problems with stretch marks. However, if I can limit the amount that I can get, I would definitely like to do that. So I've already started that process now, to avoid it. Download a baby app. So I suggest Bump and Baby Center. So Baby Center is the first one that I downloaded, and I love Baby Center. Very detailed. They show you pictures. It's so nice. But one of my friends, she suggested the Bump app, and I was like, oh wow, I'm gonna get the Bump app. And so I downloaded it, and it's super cute, really animated. They send you articles every day about different things related to babies. So I love that app. But the two just make me happy. Like, I have to look at them or read something about them every single day, every week. I'm on those apps. So those are the two I suggest. And a pregnancy book. My line sister Maya got me a pregnancy book that literally takes you from day one till the day you deliver, and even gives you some details after. And it's so funny because when she gave us that book, Kevin was like obsessed with it. He was like reading about it, and that's just how he is. He loves to read. He loves to do all of that research. So he'll be like, oh, this, and this is happening. And I'm like, how do you know that? He'll be like, oh, I read it in the book, or he did some research. So that book is so cool. It's so fun to read about baby. And it just gets us more excited. So those are the things that I suggest during your first trimester, just to enjoy your pregnancy a little bit more, and hopefully not be as sick as what I experienced, because you guys, that was pretty tough. Things I want to do in the second trimester. So we want to do baby announcement photos. And to be honest, the reason why I'm all done up right now is because Kevin and I earlier today did our baby announcement photos. So I will insert a few of those. And it was cool that we were able to do that. I can even probably insert a little clip or two of us actually taking pictures. But we had a great time. We took pictures with the photographer we've been taking photos with, Becca, and she was so happy and excited. Her husband as well. So that was fun. But we got those all done. I want to start doing progression pictures. So every week, you know how people put on the same outfit and they take a picture with like a sign like this or something. That's something I really want to do because I love documenting everything. So I will be doing that. We will have our gender reveal. So we find out baby's gender on April 30th. So excited. However, we'll go to the appointment on April 30th, but we will not find out until a week or two after. We haven't solidified the date of the gender reveal, but we'll literally have to wait another week or two after that. So pray for us that we do not look at the envelope or anything like that. So looking forward to finding out baby's gender in second trimester. Yes, those are all of the things for first trimester, and I'm super excited about it all. I want to take everything in, and I'm super happy that I took the time to sit down and document this, because I have all of the notes, but a video would be great, and hopefully I can help somebody else through their pregnancy journal. So thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you taking the time. If you have any comments, tips, tricks, anything that you would like to suggest to me as I continue on with my pregnancy, I would absolutely love to hear from you. I'm trying to do all of the right things like do everything the way it's supposed to be done as best as my ability. So please comment down below and let me know. Thank you again for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up. You all have a great day. Bye.